I'm Rich Carroll. This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, here to wow you. Community members challenged the Flagler County School Board at a recent workshop over protections for transgender students. School Board member Colleen Conklin says the district is following federal law in its policies.
It is illegal. It's illegal for anyone employed by the school district to out a student. It's illegal. It's against the law. And so there is not the legal standing for us to violate that law or for employees to violate that law.
She says the law is aimed at preventing unintended consequences in a student's life. She says statistics show 40% of children who are homeless are LGBTQ.
It really shouldn't be about what anybody believes or a religious viewpoint or a political viewpoint. The only thing that should be of major concern is really the safety of our students and providing them with a safe and secure environment to learn in. It's not our job to judge anybody.
Flagler County School Board member Jill Woolbright expressed opposition to the procedures.
Don't forget, we're not talking high school. We're talking K through 12. They get to rate their parents or their guardians as unsupportive to supportive on a scale of 1 to 5. So if they haven't outed to their parents, how do they know how to rate their parents? That's a question I have.
The board did not agree to revisit any of the district policies. The new mayor of Flagler Beach is hoping to see some county funds come the city's way. John Arking reports.
Susie Johnston was elected just last month as mayor of Flagler Beach and earlier this week held a meet and greet event with constituents where she told WNZF that, as promised in her campaign, she's hit the ground running.
One of the things I've already done since becoming mayor is drafted a letter to go to the county requesting additional funds for the city, and we needed to make budget this year, so had to get elected and start quick on this one. And that was the last meeting, and the commission approved the letter, and so we have sent it off to the director of finance for the county.
Johnston says the funds will cover expenses the city incurred acting, as she put it, being the playground for the county. She was also asked about the iconic Flagler Beach Pier and whether she'd like to see the current structure refurbished or a new concrete and steel pier put in its place.
Oh, my heartstrings go both ways because I do love to travel, and I've been on piers, the big concrete piers that have restaurants and bait shops on the end, and I think that would be amazing for our city to have a huge structure that could house different shops and restaurants and gift shops and things like that. But I also am in love with our iconic wooden pier. And part of me goes with, I like to keep the history of the wooden pier, but we'll see how it turns out with all the hurricanes.
Johnston says she can't envision a second pier being a possibility due to a lack of a suitable location and the cost being too prohibitive. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm John Erking.
A new medical innovation hub that's coming to Palm Coast Town Center is starting off small with just a cohort of 50 students to begin with. Amy Cherry has more.
But growth potential is huge, says University of North Florida President David Szymanski, who adds demand for their programs is skyrocketing.
Our nursing program, we all have over 1,000 students really applying for kind of 75 to 175 positions.
He tells WNZF's Free for All Friday that the potential to expand on the Palm Coast campus is strong before they've even gotten started.
We look to grow with the region, and we look to grow with Advent Health and the other healthcare providers that will be coming to that region. So our partnership with Advent Health is really important because clinicals are a really important part to the training. You have to have clinical rotations in hospitals, and so that opportunity to work with Advent Health to get more and more clinical rotations is really the thing that's going to help our cohort grow.
Szymanski says they want to offer programs in counseling and physical therapy.
And we're also thinking about is how can we help nurses specialize in some of the areas that you're talking about. So, they're not degrees that we currently offer. We don't currently offer tech degrees. I think there's institutions, Daytona State would be one of the institutions that would specialize in that. But how can we provide the add-ons that allow people to be, excellent in what they do in areas of need, which can be remote health, can be oncology, can be pediatrics, that'll really serve our area well.
Classes are slated to start this fall.
A Flagler County Sheriff's dispatcher gets an award. Karen Johnson has the details.
The Flagler County Sheriff's Office is proud to announce that Flagler County dispatcher Mackenzie Davis has been selected as the 2020 Florida State Elks Association's Law Enforcement Support Employee of the Year. Sheriff Rick Staley explains some of Mackenzie's qualities.
Mackenzie is an outstanding employee and serves our community with calmness. In fact, in 2020, her calmness allowed her to help people save 4 lives before deputies and paramedics arrived on the scene.
Mackenzie began her career at the Flagler County Sheriff's Office in 2018 at only 19 years old. Sheriff Staley says she consistently performs to exemplary standards and is a great example of the dedicated team and training it takes to work as a telecommunicator. Mackenzie will be recognized during the Florida State Elks Association annual conference in Orlando on May 29. She previously received the Florida Sheriff's Association's 911 Communications Operator of the Year award. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Karen Johnson.
Flagler County's prescribed fire program supervisor has been places.
Michael Orlando has recently been away from home.
This past September, I went out to California to help aid the wildfire control out there.
Orlando said that between fighting the Lake Fire and the North Complex Fire, he was in the Golden State for 3 weeks. He said that it wasn't until just before leaving that he and other firefighters got into a situation.
The last day got kind of interesting. We got trapped up on the mountain on what they called a historic wind event, and the fire actually trapped us up there for 30 hours with no way off until the fire cleared through, and the next morning we had to cut our way off the mountain.
Orlando said that he was trapped with 11 other people, but everybody made it to safety. The Flagler Voice is on the radio every Saturday morning at 8:30. It's on the podcast site, the Flagler Radio app, anytime. Tomorrow, firefighting is a family matter. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.